I've never been to the Netherlands. I would like to know what stands out in the Netherlands versus in Canada. So today we're gonna watch a video called Everyday Dutch Things That Stand Out to Me as an American. She's American, but I'm from Canada, and I think it's very similar. So I think I can relate. From the channel Dutch Americano. Let's check it out.
Okay, let's start this video off with some really convenient things that stood out to me right when you get out of Central Station in Amsterdam.
And one of the things that's so convenient is Dunkin Donuts. Just kidding. You gotta walk past the Dunkin to here. And this is really convenient.
That's right, if you're coming to visit Amsterdam, you don't have to bring your luggage with you. You can simply leave it at the lockers at the station. Another convenient thing can be found right outside of Amsterdam Station, the bicycle parking. Amsterdam has these cool underwater bicycle parking garages. And if you don't have a bike, no problem. You can use your public transport card to rent a bike here. I think that's pretty cool.
Well, so as I'm walking on the beautiful single in Amsterdam, I wanted to take a moment to thank you all for watching. I just ran into one of you, a viewer, and well, it's just, I run into you basically on a daily basis, and I love meeting you and hearing from you. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank you because it just feels so surreal even now. I've been making these vlogs for a couple of years now, and it just feels so wonderful to meet you all and just know that people watch my videos and like them. So that's really sweet, and I wanted to, in the beginning of the video,
we're watching you.
Thank you for it.
Something that stood out to me even before I lived in the Netherlands and I was just visiting here is that if there was a dry, warm, sunny day, 2 out of those 3 is enough, people would drop everything that they're doing to be outside. I didn't understand this at first because didn't people have to work? I'll come back to this point later on in the video.
Dry days.
Okay, another thing that stands out to me as an American is how narrow these streets are. Can you believe that like actual full-size vans pass through here and then along with bikes and
It's
people
true,
walking?
it's very small.
I don't understand how they do it. It's a true skill.
These streets, as narrow as they are, even have cars parked to the side. And of course, bicycles.
really?
And as pedestrians, we have to make do with really, really, really narrow sidewalks.
Hey, the amount of bicycles there! Wow, that's impressive.
Oh well, you're better off biking in the Netherlands.
Now, the other thing I find interesting actually is that these beautiful buildings are a mix of residential buildings and just office buildings. Oh my God, by the way, do you notice how every single place basically has an outdoor seating area? Like in the US, it gets a lot,
I like
but
that.
this is not something that you see this often. Just look, every single place has a terrasje.
That's cool.
little
This I
terrace.
really like it.
While there is a lot to complain about when it comes to Dutch weather, one thing that I actually don't mind is how relatively mild the summers here are compared to the summers I'm used to in the US. I think that one of the reasons outdoor seating was often limited in the US is because no one wanted to sit outside in the scorching summer heat. I think I've sat outside at cafes or restaurants way more ever since I moved to the Netherlands, even though it definitely rains way more here.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
the like eating, drinking outside on some chairs seems to be very popular in the Netherlands. I really like that. We have this in Canada, but it's like a special thing, you know.
Just am walking through the center of Amsterdam, and sorry, I bet the voice quality is really crappy because of this big truck. But this proves that I'm in the center of Amsterdam and I have just stumbled onto my biggest dream.
Check out this book market. So one of the things that stood out to me, and this is really just my impression, is that Dutch people really like to read on the whole, and there are so many cute little bookshops in Dutch towns and cities. For instance, in the center of Amsterdam, there is a British, Dutch, and American bookshop all basically right next to each other.
Okay, I gotta say, every time I meet Dutch people in Thailand, I live in Thailand, I'm in Thailand now, they speak many languages. They seem educated. They seem smart. You guys seem to be smart people in general. And now I am learning that reading is popular in the Netherlands. Maybe it has to do with why you guys are smart.
And I love it.
Wow, so in New York, people often say when they're in Manhattan, oh my God, there's a Starbucks on every block. Well, in Amsterdam, you have a bookshop on every block. Also,
Ah,
a note to
yeah.
the current Dutch government, please don't raise the taxes on books. By the way, just to give you all some context, it's a Friday today, it is almost lunchtime, and I usually work 5 days. I work 5 days, and many people in the Netherlands work 4. And at least where I work, the day they like to take off is a Friday, and that happens to be today. The weather was nice, so I thought I'm gonna take off as well. And I do this kind of very often. And if I'm gonna take a day off, it's typically a Friday, just because my colleagues are off too, because they work 4 days.
Now, before I moved to
Really?
the Netherlands, if I took time off, it was to go on holiday, a proper vacation. But here in the Netherlands, I've noticed that it's also really common for people to just take a random day off here and there to do some everyday things. And I've started doing that too.
So that's why I'm here.
Wow, we couldn't do that in Canada. 5 days a week. Friday, you work, buddy.
And I'm enjoying this beautiful day, and I'm gonna now walk for a little bit, just enjoy the gorgeous canal views. By the way, I always stop to take pictures of these like gorgeous old buildings, and people definitely think I'm a tourist because I'm still amazed by the architecture. Well, I don't know if that'll ever go away, and I kind of don't want it to. So let's go for a walk now and get a coffee, because I've only had 1 coffee today and I need at least 2 to function.
There is no shortage of gorgeous buildings on my walk. Both me and the loads of tourists Amsterdam gets around this time of year are very much enjoying the view. Whenever I say the Dutch cities are so pretty, there are always a few people who say, not all places are like Amsterdam or Utrecht, Eva. And okay, while not all places are like that, I will say that very many are.
Okay, so on this walk, as I'm walking towards a coffee place, where is my coffee? I realize that something that I've come to expect after moving to the Netherlands is that I expect cities to be green. So again, this is the center of Amsterdam. The narrow streets that I've been filming, if you notice, then there are trees on those streets. So basically very many streets, even if it's a broad, big street, will have trees. And I think the cities in the Netherlands do a really good job of that. And when I go to other cities now, I notice when there aren't trees and it's 28 degrees Celsius and it feels really hot. Whereas supposedly it's 28 degrees Celsius here now. And I'm okay. I'm really not hot. I'm someone who like starts to boil after 24 degrees Celsius typically. But when I'm out in the green, you just don't feel it. So that's pretty nice.
Here you have Bangkok to compare it to, where there's no greenery at all, almost no trees. It's very rare to see. Like, I mean, there are some parks, but when you look at this, it seems like there's trees everywhere.
So I've already mentioned how much I love the city parks in the Netherlands, but you don't necessarily have to go to a city park to have some greenery. And what I've also realized is how much of a soothing effect being surrounded by so much water can have on me.
There's the Heineken brewery. I've never been. Is it worth it?
She's really enjoying her time living there, huh? I mean, when you live in a place for a long time, sometimes you don't even like remember how beautiful it is, and she seems to not forget it, which is good. Like, I live in Phuket, surrounded by palm trees and beaches, and even me, sometimes I've been here a couple of years, and sometimes you don't even remember how beautiful your surroundings are.
Okay, so I was just at this coffee place, which was very nice, and I got some food, and I thought of 2 things that I wanted to share with you. One is that I used the bathroom, and in the US you either have air dryers or paper towels, and like doesn't matter where you go, it's the same. Here in the Netherlands, if you go to like bigger places, you will indeed see that, but when you go to smaller places, you will see a hand towel in the bathroom, and I find that kind of really gross. And I don't know if people actually
don't like
use
it.
I think they do.
I wouldn't use it.
I don't. So
I would use my t-shirt.
Oh, this card. And then the second thing that I noticed was that here in the Netherlands, you can't expect your food to arrive really quickly. Not because they can't prepare it quickly, but sort of because it's ongezellig. I should probably go walk on like the sidewalk. Narrow streets. And we're back on the sidewalk. So As I was saying, you kind of don't get your food right away. So I was at a cafe by myself, and the food, you know, they just took their time with it so that I didn't feel rushed. So it wasn't like, oh, now I was done eating and now I had to leave. So it took me some time to get used to that because I would arrive extremely hungry. Now I don't, and things are better. And I'm now in the center of Utrecht. It's a little later in the day, and you can tell that I'm in the center of Utrecht because of the church bells. It's
Yeah.
really beautiful. Even after years of being familiar with the city, I'm not used to it. I'm meeting up with a friend, and in typical
Wow.
Asian fashion, I'm either too
Is it like this only in the big cities, or you have this also in smaller neighborhoods, the church bells?
late or too early. I'm too early today.
And while I wait for my friend, let us talk about one final thing, and that is being on time. If you agree to meet up with someone at 5, then you better be there at 5. In the US, I knew plenty of people who thought 5:10 or 5:15 would be acceptable if you said 5, but that is not the case here.
I have a Dutch friend, and sometimes we were going to the restaurant together. He also lives here in Thailand, and I arrived like a couple of times, like maybe 5 minutes late, and he was like, "Man, you cannot do that. Like, why you make me wait here?" It's like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry, bro." So yeah, I think it's true. Dutch people don't like people to be late. Hey, thank you so much for watching the video. Bye bye.